Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again.
Yeah.
Man, here's a crazy thought for Tony Khan. Why don't you just try telling compelling stories and having good wrestling?
And that's, he can't do it. He can't do it.
And well, didn't he just hire a new writer though?
He did.
One of WWE's former writers. But
was also
is he going to give her any? Is he going to give her any leeway, or is he just going to smother her with all his? I don't like that. I want to do it this way.
The combination of soap opera writer and wrestling writer would make fantastic television.
If he'll let her do her thing.
Right. Yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, he's hired her, so that's the first step. Now if he'll let her do what she's supposed to do.
And that's one of the reasons, kind of talking about an organization that was around in the last 10 years, that I really enjoyed. Brian, help me. Lucha Underground.
Mm.
Like, they did all these really very cool, like, vignettes, and then they would have matches, and it was a really odd, like, completely different than what most people know as wrestling, but it was so compelling because they had these really cool, awesome stories that some of them were even way out there.
Yeah, they're like almost like supernatural elements, but then the wrestling was just pure wrestling. Like they would have a wrestling match, and then show these off the wall vignettes in between.
And it was so fun to watch something that was so different than the norm. You know, it would just, and the thing about it, AEW has a lot of the wrestlers that were on those shows. That's where Pentagon Jr. Came to be known in America. Ray Phoenix, this is where he came from. Sammy Guevara was on like the last season of that.
Yeah.
A lot of Pitaya Valkyrie. John Morrison was on. I keep calling him John Morrison. Johnny.
We know who he is.
Or whatever he calls himself
last
now.
Name.
So like, you know, and they had Paul London, and they had all these really good wrestlers that could tell these really good stories. And Lucha Underground lasted a lot. The only reason they went under is somebody screwed with the money and didn't pay them, and then it just went away.
No.
I thought it was best because they had such a horrible network.
Well,
the network. I feel like if they'd had a better coverage, they could have went farther.
But maybe. But I don't think they could have been on another channel. Because Robert Rodriguez was the executive producer. You know, who does
zombie movies.
Yeah, he does some and then like Desperado and stuff. So he came from that lens, and it was a very interesting thing to watch. But really, whoever was, I don't know who the actual booker was or what is, but like they just screwed them over. Like they said, "Oh, here comes season 4," and then just nothing.
And for you kids out there, Desperado was a Western type movie that came out in 1996, starring Antonio Banderas and a very young Salma Hayek. And if you want to see her naked, that is the movie to do it. Okay.
And also,
just a tip for the kids.
That information.
That's the music that girl from the WWE uses. Remember, I said that last time.
Yeah, it's very similar.
No, it is not similar. It is the song.
It is the song.
Yeah, So just bringing it all together.
Yeah. So,
but I just love wrestling, and if you would just lean in to, first of all, your scope, how big can you be, and just accept that you're going to run in smaller arenas. I mean, you see that happening now with NWA and OVW. They're
OVW wrestles in a warehouse next to a garage.
I know, but I just watched
their branching out though.
I just watched OVW Rise. It was on YouTube, and like they've got so many more, you know, fans now than they did. They've really leaned in that Netflix, so they need to run on that money for as long as they can, because that show sucked that I watched.
It's what Brian was saying about punk rock. It's you're either running Ziggy's or you're running Lawrence Joel.
Yeah, and
and
just lean into that and make the product that you can make. I mean, I'm not saying Tony Khan's should just run in a ballroom. I'm saying, like, you know, get a smaller arena.
Winston-Salem Coliseum. Run 3, 4, 5,000 seat arenas.
Yeah, because to me, if you're only going to draw, and look at WrestleTix on Twitter, you can watch the attendance numbers. They draw between 2,500 and 5,000 people per TV taping, but it averages really around 3 to 3,500. So instead of renting a big basketball arena with 20,000 seats in and having just everybody down around the ring, rent an arena that will fill up. That's your hardcore fans. They're going to be going nuts. It's going to be going loud. And it's going to sound and look great because the place is going to be full and they're going to be going nuts.
I said it last time. I mean, you can tour and do your house shows, film your TV at Daly's place. They've got their home base. They've got their built-in crowd there, and they're always decent. Film your TV at Daly's and then tour with your pay-per-views.
Yeah, or let them in free at Daly's, you know, and that way you know it's packed.
Do you think it might be the possibility that they've got all of these wrestlers in there that's used to working in WWE in these major arenas, and maybe they're afraid that if they downsize, that maybe these guys will be like, this place ain't the place to be no more.
It could be, but would you rather wrestle in a big arena that's empty or in a small arena that's full of enthusiastic fans going crazy?
Who's to say with wrestlers' egos anymore? You know,
I'm not going to say wrestlers are not saying this is a bad thing toward Tony either, because I don't know the man, but you think his ego alone's going, I need a bigger building? You're going flaccid there, Diesel.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, it's like, how many times have we said he's a money mark? He's a money mark. It's just
he is.
Those guys that get whatever weird funding they get, or whatever tax return or settlement or whatever. Like maybe you get your disability check and you got that big back money. And you're like, I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to get just all these weird things that people do. And you get money and you're like, I'm going to run a wrestling organization because I'm a fan.
Oh, no, where'd Matt go?
Matt hung up on me.
Oh Lord, we lose Matt, we lose everything.
and you see that with him, and like, I say this, I don't watch. I mean, I don't watch at all because, well, first of all, I don't have cable in my bedroom.
That's a Spectrum out.
I know you just told me about it though. You just told me about it. And it's just like he has some wrestlers that I absolutely love. And,
that might change if you saw what they're doing in AEW. I'm just saying it might not, but
that's not their fault.
What do you mean it ain't their fault? They're in there.
No. It's not those workers' fault.
Oh, well, I mean,
and no, it's Tony Khan's fault. And you just, I don't know.
Jericho has kind of gone to shit.
I don't know whose egos Tony Khan is stroking. Because he is the worst kind of money mark. He's the money mark that wants to be part of the show.
And he was. After it went off the air, Sting called him down to the ring, and he got in the ring, and he was so excited. He was, thank you, great spot. Yeah, Sting is the best. I mean, he was like a 14-year-old.
That's the worst kind of money marks, is the ones who want to be a part of the show. Ones who want to come out and get in the ring and look at me. You're here because of me. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's
what hurts Tony Khan, because there's a lot of old school guys out there. They don't want. I mean, they'll kiss up to him and they'll say, "Oh, you're the greatest." But when they're sitting at home by themselves, they're like, this idiot comes out there, interjects himself into the show, and he's making everybody look like a joke. Yeah. You know they're saying that.
Oh, yeah.
No matter how much they kiss his ass to his face, they're talking pure shit about him behind his back.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this business long enough to know how it works.
Yeah.
As so goes the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
They only love you till you're not using them anymore.
Yeah. And so
I still love you, Diesel.
a closing comment. Yeah,
I used you till you couldn't go, buddy.
That's it. That's it.
used him right on up.